All right, let's try this again. I had a whole video shot here and my audio didn't work out. So what we're doing is we're increasing the pressures on these tires. We ended up having to get the front driver's side on both machines, both of them. We blew the same tire playing around down there at the creek. Had to get inner tubes put in both of them. I think what's happening is the sidewalls are getting pinched too much on the waterfalls and the rock ledges that we play on. These tires from the factory are the cheapest, flimsiest tires that they can put on them and get away with. The sidewalls are not very beefy and they're just not made for, that kind of abuse. And so had to put inner tubes in there. Hopefully we'll be okay, but we're going to increase the pressures. We're going to run about 7 to 8 PSI and see if that helps us to keep from having the sidewalls pinched against the wheels. And maybe we'll have better luck. So we're going to go down there to the creek in a few minutes because I lost one of my dust caps. And believe it or not, these things are like 10 bucks a piece. So I'm going to see if I get lucky and maybe find it down there in the creek if the rainwater hasn't washed it away already. But for now, I've got a real quick project I'm going to do on the Frontier here. I bought a bed cover. It's, I don't even know how you pronounce this. Oedro, I don't know. Got this from Amazon.com, had good reviews. It's a roll-up kind so that you can obviously roll it up when you're going to need your whole bed, but then you can cover the bed up and have some weather protection quickly when you want to. Kind of the best of both worlds. I like these. They're also inexpensive. So let's open this up and put it on the truck. See how it works on the 2022 Frontier that has the Utilitrack system on there. All right, so it looks like what we have here is some fairly poor directions. We got the two side rails with the male Velcro side. Got some bracketry here, bulkhead weather stripping, and then of course the tonneau cover itself. So it says first thing we got to do is lay the rails up there, and we're going to connect them to the main piece here. And then of course with a 5-foot box, which is what I have, we're going to use 2 of the clamps per side. I'm going to open these up and see what they look like. I was kind of hoping that they would send some that will work with the Utilitrack system because that would make it a lot faster. Okay, so the second thing I did was measure the distance between this corner and this corner over here because you want to lay the extra weather stripping that they give you onto the bulkhead, because as you can see, the factory bed rail sticks up about 1/4 of an inch higher than the bulkhead does. And so if you just put this on there without adding weather stripping in the middle section, you'll have an air and water leak. So I got some additional weather stripping on here now, measured out the way I needed, and now we'll roll this thing over and it's kind of on there. And so now all I got to do is put the side rails on and clamp them down. Now you will notice that these clamps that they sent do work with the factory bed rail system, the Utilitrack system. And if you're going to buy one of these and you have this system on your truck, make sure that the listing specifically says that the bed cover is designed to be used with this, because you can see how nice this is to be able to just slide these brackets into the Utilitrack system, and then we'll be able to use that to clamp the rails down without having to drill any holes or any of that kind of mess. It's all designed to work with the Nissan trucks. So even though these were packaged pretty nicely, you can see this one has a little bit of damage on the end of it. This is the kind of stuff you're going to deal with when you buy really inexpensive parts from Amazon. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to take a set of pliers here and just bend it back out straight. It won't be a big deal. And you can tell which side these go on because these brackets for the rear that the roll-up part will fold down into, obviously they're going to be facing back, and then your Velcro is going to be angled kind of like so that you can go down through there and seal off your cover on the side. So it's pretty easy to figure out which one goes where. All right, so I really like the way that these clamps work. They fit right up in there nice and snug. Come on camera, you can see how they fit up in the channel on the top, and then they fit in the Utilitrack at the bottom, and then you can just tighten them with this screw here. So we've got 4 of those around, I went up under and verified that my seal is laying on top of the bulkhead like I wanted. And so that's pretty much all there is to it. Then you just tighten up the little screws in the corner to hold the rails to the bulkhead, and then you're pretty much done. Doing very good because of the sunlight. The sun's angle is, it's a bad time of day to be shooting a video, but anyway, you can kind of see how tight it is. And of course you can adjust it back here in the back. Up under there, you've got some adjustments. So you can kind of adjust how tight and taut the top is when you snap it down. But it's hot outside right now and the fabric's brand new, so I figure it's probably got to stretch a little bit. So where it is right here will be just fine. Now we can go around and finish checking all of our bolts to make sure they're tight. You can see the weather seal. Come on camera, the weather seal is pretty good on this. And the way that the Velcro is at an angle there, see that? It's at a downward angle. That should help to keep the weather out a little bit better. So again, I don't know how to pronounce that brand, but it's inexpensive, fits the 22 Frontier pretty nicely, and it looks good. Got a release handle or a cable up in here to roll the thing up. You got some snap clips up in the front that you can use to secure it once it is rolled up, and it took us about, what would you say, about 15 minutes? Took about 15 minutes to install it, despite the poor instructions. I don't know what this thing is here. It looks like they sent me a little LED light to go in it, which I don't need because the Frontier already has LED lighting in there. But there you go, guys. Nice little bed cover option for the 22 Nissan Frontier. We're going to head down to the creek now and see if I can find that dust cap. Who knows? Might get lucky.